I mean, you know what it is. You know what it is? It's the Broski Doodles podcast with you boys. Kiko Flow, Kiko Cervantes in the house. You got your boy Adrian. You got your boy BJ, DJ BJ, known in the darkest techno rooms in the South Florida, in the grimiest places of all. And today we bring you another session of the newly added to the podcast movie review with the crew. 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 I mean, we don't know. Not only we do movies, but we do series, documentaries. We still haven't gotten to those yet. But we're doing the Oscars, right? We've been telling you we've been doing some. We did Nightmare Alley last week, and this week we're gonna be doing King Richard. That's also gonna be in the Oscars. So let's get right to it. I'll say that this movie made me feel good. It was inspiring. It's one of those classic just sport inspiring movies, you know. And I gotta say, I think Will Smith, even though I gotta guess that that's how the guy talked, but he did have I don't know, like sometimes I felt like he was overacting.
Yeah.
The thing.
Well, at the end of the movie, they show the B-roll of the dad talking, and it wasn't that bad. It's like a little minor lisp, but Will Smith took that little lisp and ran with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I didn't want to. I was like, am I the only one that felt this? You know. But dude, I have some notes and which was funny at the end of the movie when you see like where they lived and the truck, like it was exactly the same. You know, it was really on point. But man, one thing that I saw right away is like, man, growing up in the ghetto and wanting to do things like playing tennis, like you could see how fucking hard that shit was, you know, like dude, like they're just playing tennis and then you have some like gangsters right there like fucking with you, like and of course, you know, when you're playing tennis, it's like a very corny sport, you know.
And yeah, they beat his ass for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you please stop trying to sleep with my daughter? The fuck you say to me? And put a gun to his head.
Yeah, man. Like like that part, I was like, oh fuck, man. It really puts in perspective like how it is when you're in a fucked up, environment where like there's violence all around you. But you know, one thing that I did feel from the movie, I was committed from the beginning. Like I wanted to see what it developed into, and it kept me hooked, you know, with how everything was being like this is one thing that I wanted to he's like, I have this master plan. And he said like, oh no, we need to have 2 more kids for this plan. And to me, it's like, I mean, yes, of course, part of it is like, yeah, you're a genius, you saw this, but also like, how much can you do to make it so that 2 of your kids become the best in one sport? Like, there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? I saw this parallel with, like, there's not a movie. I bet there will be a movie soon. When I saw the documentary in HBO, Tiger. Because Tiger's dad was very similar. Like, obsessive with him. He had a plan from the beginning. And I don't know, like, do you think you can get a kid and if you have a plan, you can make this shit happen? Or it's just like, it's a little crazy to think, or even a little pretentious to think that you can really mold a kid to become the best at a specific thing?
And to think like a specific sport like tennis or golf, you know? Like, why choose those sports as opposed to another one that's more common or that's easier to coach, you know?
Why there's a genetic potential that a kid has, so there's that limiting factor, and there's also the drive of that kid, because if that kid in midway through high school is like, hey, this is your dream, I don't want to do this anymore, like any of the sisters could have easily done that, and all that plan goes to shit. Hey, but I put you through practice for the first 16 years. They're like, okay, thanks. I'm getting straight A's. I don't want this anymore.
Like at some point, I mean, and they do let you see this in the movie. It was a little bit about him, you know, like, and I seen this like growing up playing baseball. My parents would put me on some baseball teams, right? When I was a kid, and I sucked. I really suck at sports, but I keep doing them. I keep doing the sports,
Good for you, Kiko.
and I
Good for
remember
you.
that I would have to go to the games, right? And my parents would never go see me, right? They barely they barely even they barely even took me there. They're like, find a fucking ride. And
Mom, I'm
and
12. What
and
are you
then there
talking
were
about?
there were other kids, right? Like, even though, so for some people that might sound sad, believe me, it's not sad at all. It didn't scar me. I prefer that than the
Anymore.
opposite. I prefer that than the other extreme, where there was a kid where his dad would go with a cooler, with a chair. "Ah, let's go," and you could tell that dad was living his dream through his kid. The kid didn't even want to be there. You know what I mean?
Fucking guys that are fighting with the umpires and throw their hat on the floor. Are you blind out there? What the fuck? That's
Exactly.
clearly out.
Exactly.
And start fighting other dads and shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's how the movie was. Those other dads that took the tennis thing seriously and start
Yo.
yelling at the kids and start talking shit to your kids.
Yeah, and it's a very, it's a, I mean, obviously they had the obstacle that is a very white sport, and they're black. But there's also the thing about, it's a very rich sport,
That's true.
which is a little. I mean, I guess
Like
it's,
golf.
It's like golf. So you're not only dealing with mainly white people, which to me, like, being white doesn't mean anything to me. Like, there's white people of every sort of walks of life, but the fact that they're very rich people, that says something about how they gonna act. And like, you even see this in golf. Like, there's this golfer that is super cool, the way that he acts, John Daly, and he's a white guy, but he's more like towards this. I mean, I don't know if this is like a bad term, but like more redneck style.
More laid
He
back.
is like the way he. What do you mean? Like
Like-
his country?
Yeah, like his country. Yeah, exactly. Is redneck like a bad thing?
I
Like
don't
an
know.
insult? I don't know.
I don't know. Like
But whatever,
I
he's
feel
like
like
he's more
in
like a country
songs.
boy.
They say
Country,
redneck.
yeah.
Whatever, he's more like a country boy in the sense of, like, he's not this very, like, elite, like. So he goes
Like,
out there
prim
with a
and proper.
mullet, with a cigarette, with a Bud Light, and fucking playing golf, like,
That's fucking gangster. I like that.
right?
Oftentimes you can even catch him barefoot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He don't give a fuck. He's straight up a G, bro. Like, you know who Ron White is?
The comedian?
Yeah, it's pretty much like Ron
No,
White
yeah.
playing golf type shit.
Yeah, he does look like him a lot.
Like, dude, straight up, he like the caddy. Like, there's pictures of him like in tournaments, and the caddy has a bag of McDonald's, and he's like giving to him.
Damn.
This is an
Sounds
Adam
like my kind of
Sandler.
sport.
This is an Adam Sandler character.
Right?
For
That's
sure.
marketable as hell.
So what I'm trying to say with this is, like, it's not just a black and white thing. Like, this guy is white, but he definitely doesn't fit in the sport, or at least in the parameters that the golf normally is, and he's breaking those molds, right? So in this movie, you see a lot of that because they're like a working family. They don't have the funds, and you can see the sport takes a lot of money, and a lot of the kids that play are a lot of, like, spoiled kids. Talent. They have talent, but nevertheless, from good families.
Some are even like hamburgers.
So you think he really knew that his daughters had it in them? Like, I know that you come from me, so you got the King Richard seed in you.
Man, I think this is where the part, like, I think he's cocky. It's like, it's so hard for you to really make that happen. It doesn't, because it depends on other things. But then, who the fuck am I to say this when they both did it? So
Right.
it's like, because like with Tiger Woods, you could be like, well, that's his dad's plan, but he just got lucky. But King Richard, he did it with two of them, which is like, it's
Why
pretty
the fuck did
insane.
everybody call him King? I never
don't know.
understood that. Is that his first name?
Nah, I don't know. Maybe like in the neighborhood, that was his. The way they. Now, like, One thing that I did notice, you guys noticed they were Jehovah's Witness, or they would
They
like
were.
pray to Jehovah.
I know they were religious. I don't know they were Jehovah's Witness.
Well, they say that like, oh Jehovah. They said Jehovah at some point. So I don't know if you pray to Jehovah, you're a Jehovah Witness. I don't know what's the. I don't know like if you have what if you have to
protocol?
witness a thing and then you become, you know. I don't know, you know.
A follower of
I never witnessed
Jehovah.
it.
I never witnessed it, but they said that name, so I was like, they might be the ones that knock on doors, you know.
It could have been. Well, they went, but they didn't really show them do that.
Now, did you really? Because like I don't know the story, right? So I mean I did knew that Venus and Serena were like, you know, pros at tennis, but I didn't know like the story. So you know that part where he goes at night and he's gonna go kill the guy that's fucking with his daughter, the gangster.
Talk about
Like-
divine intervention.
Bro, like if that really happened, that's insane. But
Yeah,
imagine
I don't know
like,
if they did that for dramatic effect.
yeah, because
just
imagine
like-
imagine if he really went and killed him, like the whole plan is fucked, you know, like
Yeah, I had a dream. My dream was great, but
I had a plan.
then I
Master
woke
plan.
up.
yeah, because the thing is like at that moment I'm like, bro, did this really happen? Like this guy is gonna kill this guy and then he's gonna keep training like tennis, like he's like,
Like
man,
nothing happened.
like this goal is mine, man. Ba, ba, ba.
I hold it down.
You know.
Fuck with me. Yeah, dude, I don't.
I run the courts.
I don't know if that scene was just for dramatic effect, just to show how bad they would get picked on, just like in the park of that guy that like put the gun to his head. But then after this guy died, then everybody was cool with him. He's like, I see what you're doing out there. You keep doing it, King.
Cause
then-
that's the ideal situation, right? You want to be the guy that doesn't have to be in crime, but the people around you that are dangerous, they're like, nah, man, we're cool with you. We see your vision. You're the sports guy. You know?
Right. And he became that guy, according to the movie.
Well, I
Even
mean,
so
yeah.
much so when John Bernthal came and he's like, yo, is this cracker with you? What's up? What's up?
Hey, but hey, like some parts that they were exaggerated because it's like you see him walking in there with King Richard, so he's obviously with him. Like
Yeah, and full tennis gear.
you play tennis with other people, and then they just went into the car like, yo, what's up, fool? Bah, get out of here. And so,
And let's say it's just
Yeah.
like a random white guy going to play tennis. Like he's just going there to play tennis.
nah, you
Yeah, that was
fuck.
one of the notes that I wrote down. I guess they have like a trip alarm system that as soon as the white guy gets to the park, they just pull in. What you doing here?
Yeah.
Or a cracker alarm.
That shit was automatic.
Oof.
But part of me wanted him to like kill the guy just for vengeance, like fuck you, you know.
Yeah, right. Like,
I
Well-
want to say, like, I feel like maybe the story was that he went back to try to hurt him, but then that happened, and it just so happened that he had a gun in the car or something, you know.
What do you mean?
Like you said, the dramatic effect about like, oh, they're dramatizing it, like, oh yeah, he was
But
gonna
do you
kill
think
him.
maybe like some guy in the hood did get killed?
no,
Yeah, probably.
and probably even that same guy that was bugging his daughters, you know.
No, I mean of
yeah, I
course.
just don't think it happened that same night that like as he's going to go and kill him, he gets shot up. Like it's probably
Right.
something he's thought about and talked to his wife, like, fuck this guy, man. What keep fucking with me, man. I'm gonna do something about it one day. And then he just hears that he died.
The
So he
story.
no longer shows up to the park.
Now, one thing that I wasn't like surprised about is that you always hear about Serena because she's the one that's really like the more successful. But the whole movie was really about Venus. And so I was confused because I was like, oh, I thought Venus was always the one that didn't do it. I mean, obviously they both won Grand Slams, but Serena's the one that dominated forever, you know. And
Yeah. Well, I think the focus was more so on the dad and his vision and all the work that he put into getting those two girls to practice and telling all the coaches to fuck off. Open stance, you gotta have the open stance. Bro, I don't know how many times I was annoyed as hell. I'm like, bro, you got this coach to train your daughter. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, didn't you think like at many points he felt like he was trying to sabotage the fucking thing, like tricking? Which, by the way,
Bernthal.
Yeah, his character was funny as fuck for him. Like, this guy with a mustache, like, man, like, I don't know, it was just funny. He did it good, you know, but it was really like, for some reason, like, I was like, you're gonna choose that guy? Like, he's
usually like in a hard role, like a hard character.
Right. This guy's like shorts, like, let's go, man, crack of the morning, we're hitting the brackets, you know. But
getting tired of your antics.
But yeah, like he like
what the frick?
Like
excuse my
French. I don't know, man. Like I just felt like King Richard was always like on the defensive when trying to get shit. Like the first time that he gets reunited with some guys to talk about funding and, you know, being sponsored and shit. The guys were like, it's like, oh, she plays really good. And he's like, damn, like it's really impressive what you've done. And the guy's like, why is it impressive? Why? Is it because I'm black? Like right away. And I was like, I mean, maybe in the meeting there was some, in the real meeting he did feel some shit like that, but the way that I took it was like, yeah, it's impressive in general, the fact that you by yourself trained your two daughters. Like that's impressive regardless of your race, I thought.
Right.
So
same.
I don't know.
Like you're training in Compton in the rain. You've done all this. You made it this far. Like it is impressive.
Like just as impressive. Like if a kid came from like Arkansas from like a trailer park. He's like, I've been training tennis balls here, and it's like, you know, Joe Dirt, you know, comes like that would be impressive too. Just because you wouldn't expect, I don't know,
or like an Amish person.
Yeah, like an Amish.
Yeah, but he took everything to the offensive.
So I don't know if that was something that I don't know if that was something that I noticed, or if you noticed it too, or if that really was felt that way. But on the dialogue, at least, some of the things I felt him to be a little defensive. When I felt like he should have tried to like be more cool to try to get advantage of the thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to show that his personality was a very tough one, not easy to work with. Like taking the girls to Disney when they had practice and they had the tournament coming up. Like he could have gone about that completely different. Tell the coach, hey, look, I'm going to pull them out of the tournament, instead of just not showing up and saying, oh, yeah, that's right, I took them to Disney and they're not going to the tournament. And what, bitch? Like that's very unnecessary, but I guess they just wanted to show how difficult he was. And they did a great job at it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is not a complaint to Will Smith acting. This is more like an analysis of like, damn, he, you know, sometimes he was stubborn, but they do show that in the movie that he was stubborn.
Very.
And I guess
to the point where they offered the girl $3 million, and he's like, nah.
Which I mean, at the end, you do understand that it did help him a lot because he helped him bargain, and he did make some good moves. But at the beginning, when he was bothering Bertram's character about the open stance, I was like, man, this guy's gonna like not train your daughter anymore.
Yeah.
Like who's the coach here? Like, why'd you even come to him if you know everything?
Right, interrupting the practice and shit. I'm surprised they were that patient with him. They must have really seen those girls and like realized they're talented as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it would be good to know how this thing worked out, but it would if it's true like that he just came into like the tennis club and there was Pete Sampras against that other guy. You know?
What's the
Agassi? No, not Agassi.
McElroy?
McElroy.
No,
McEnroe and Pete
McEnroe. Yeah. The guy with the attitude.
Yeah.
When I was in Mr. Deeds.
That is true.
Yeah, I compare Grant to him a lot.
if that happened, I mean, that was because it seemed like he had to do a lot of strike of lucks to get, you know, the different things.
It was
So
all part, it was
yeah,
all part of the plan.
all part of the plan. I think that Will Smith was really good, really good. It made the movie made me wanna like be a tough dad, like very like you know like a like I guess the dad that you don't that normally kids don't want to have, but like you do your homework, you fucking train, you do that, like you stay out of trouble, all this shit. Like I don't know, it gave me
I
that
thought he was a good
inspiration.
dad. Like as tough as he was, he wanted the best for his daughters, and he did what he felt was right. He made sure they had good grades. They were in social activities. They dominated in tennis. Was looking out for them and having a long career. And I think they're still. I think Serena is still playing,
Yeah,
or she
she's
might
still
have just
playing.
retired. I don't know, but it goes to show that what he had in mind was great. And that fucking neighbor, that front neighbor that called the police on
Oh
them,
hell no!
dude, I was pissed for him. I'm like, why the hell? Unless like he really was just taking them out every day and coming back home like at midnight and just running into the ground. I
Yeah,
don't see why she would do that.
And then
yeah,
he
she.
didn't want the coaches to put him in the juniors to run them into the ground, but he was
Yeah,
doing
so
it.
Yeah, that
no
neighbor
one
was
abuses
like
my daughters but me.
that neighbor. That neighbor was like the black Karen, right?
A deadly
Blaring?
combination. Blaring.
A blaring, yeah, just I don't know, I guess, but it was weird. It's like he's telling them like, look, I don't want them to be in the streets, right, doing crime and shit. And then she's like, no, I'm gonna call the cops. They're reading too much and training too much tennis. It's like really, like
That's
that was the
abusive.
problem.
I guess
They're
she was
getting
envious because her daughter was a whore.
Oof.
oh
Harsh.
harsh.
Also, Will
Yeah,
Smith said to her,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want my daughter like your daughter that works the corner. She only charges
Oof.
$50 for a hand job. That's
That's,
what you raise your daughter, a $50 hand job, girl. That's it. That's all you got.
that's probably who he has the other kid with.
Right? Could be.
Coño. Full
And
circle.
tell your daughter to keep her son away from me. I don't want to see. Yeah, they never really go into that part about the kid, right? That he has another kid.
Yeah, or
And
him raising his other three kids. The other
yeah,
three are just like minor characters.
yeah,
They're
that's a little weird.
stepdaughters.
They should have said a little more because they were just like in the background, and you were wondering like, because like part of me at the beginning was like, is he just like literally in front of them, like saying, no, no, these are the ones that are talented. This one, don't worry about them.
I kept having them until I found two talented ones.
These ones that just eat, they sleep, and they watch TV. That's it.
They're just
No, but
training
you-
partners.
The thing is that
But
was
you
not
need
the
to-
case because one of them, and they do show it. Like one of them was like a really, like really smart. Went to like I don't know what, which became like a very big thing. But they don't show that too much. I mean, I guess you have constraint in the movie. But I would have wanted to know a little more about the others. Like the older one, the one that almost got killed for, is the one that became like a scholar or something.
Yeah, they barely touch on that. It seems like he wasn't very involved with them at all. He's like, I found the two that I wanted. That's it.
Yeah.
You two, you three, you just fight for the scraps. Figure it out.
the other Williams, starring Tiffany Haddish.
And she plays all three.
Oh man,
Dude, so dude, like I put this note on top of like other notes that I had. So like I guess some of the notes ended, and then the notes below were from that movie, The Last Duel.
oh my god.
And the next note I have here is like little kiss in the ear while raping, so gross. And I was like, what? I was like, when did this happen in this movie?
This is the wrong movie.
Yeah.
No,
Is this
dude,
in
but
the deleted scenes?
No, but dude, that Spanish fucking little dirty trick, that's fucked. If you can do that in tennis, you can just take a 20-minute toilet break. That's fucked.
Yeah, right. I think they put a limit to that. There's got to be a limit to that now.
Do you really think? I mean, we gotta look at the tapes, but do you really think she might have had her? I mean, I guess they can't lie. They have to put what it was.
Right. Yeah. If she got swept, they would have to show that, or if she, yeah. That's all easily Googleable.
Easily Googleable.
Blip, 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 blip.
So
yeah, he's a tough dad. One scene that made me laugh a lot was when he he gave them all money and dropped them off at the convenience store. He's like, "All right, go get me whatever the hell," and he's like, "Fucking pieces of shit," and he just drives off. That was like you can brag your ass walking 3 miles home.
That was like a very dad moment. Like I was like, "Oh,"
I felt him on that.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I can remember my dad doing some shit like that." Like. Like fuck out of here, yeah.
And she just won her first juniors.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
I feel him on that. It was the lesson, and then he got him home, and he's like, "You're gonna watch Cinderella 50 times."
And then at the end, dude, he was very funny because at the end he would do things like, "All right. So now did you? Okay, so what was the lesson?" And they were like, "What?" Oh, all right, I guess we're watching it again. And I was like, oh, fuck. That was messed up. But it was very heartwarming, the way that he would, like, you know, give it all for his family. One thing, though, he should have, I mean, I guess we're here not criticizing the person, not the movie itself, but I wish, like, and they do show this, like, he gets so obsessed about the daughters that you don't always see the mom being involved too much, and she shows him that, right? She tells him, like, "Look, I sacrifice a lot for your ass."
I gotta talk to him after this.
You know?
No, she definitely did sacrifice a lot, and it also shows the fact that she even had to train Serena in the meantime while he was out there training Venus on her own. Right, the whole time that she was on her own.
Right, they were getting the bootleg training session.
The mom was the bootleg.
Yeah. The 2-for-1.
The shoes with the holes in them, the broken rackets.
But they were there. So both King Richard and his wife are both athletes. It doesn't say what they were, right? I never really talked about their sport.
I fixed Serena's swing, her serve, not you. I was there. I would have left your ass a long time ago.
Yeah,
so it's a tough scene.
She checks him. She checked
him hard.
She's like, "Motherfucker, I stayed quiet, but dog, I'll fuck you up."
I stayed quiet because of my daughters, but I would have thrown your ass in the street. And I would say word for word what she said, but maybe I should.
Yeah, no, don't. I mean, don't.
Clearly, this movie wasn't even about Serena or Venus. It was about Richard, about King Richard.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the fact that it's a title, but like,
I mean, he is a G, but it is a little like. I mean, these movies are like of that nature, like very.
Elevating or
elevating,
inflow, like
yeah,
a lot of fluff, like making him seem grandiose.
Maybe it's like a PR stunt by him because he was actually a piece of shit. He just needed a movie. Paint him in a good light.
He's like, man, I did this, man, I did all this stuff, man. This plan worked, and nobody even knows it was me. Now I gotta make a movie.
No one even called him king. He just put that on himself. You the man, king. You the man.
Well, anyways,
I know. I fucking know.
I think.
What did you learn? What did you learn from the movie?
All right, we're doing it again. No, I'm gonna tell you. Actually,
let's watch it again. Let's watch.
I'm gonna tell you what I learned. I learned that it is so important. I mean, this is things that I already felt this way, but it makes it very clear. And I love this type of movies. Like, you feel this with, like, you guys remember this movie with Samuel Jackson? That he's a basketball coach. That movie's fire. Shannon Tatum.
Coach Carter?
Coach Carter, man. Coach Carter. That's just fire. But to be honest, Coach Carter is like even like more fire than this. I think this is a biopic. So biopics, I give them a pass. at being exciting because they're telling a story, you know. Nevertheless, I liked it. It was heartwarming. It really showed you like a, you know, coming off like from the bottom, you know, starting from the bottom. Now we're here, you know.
Now the whole
Yeah.
team fucking here.
Now the whole
fucking
team, fucking team, the whole thing's like everybody
the
coming,
whole like, yo.
everybody getting fruit roll-ups. We're getting annual passes to Disney. We're getting Foot Locker gift cards. We're getting gift cards for Pizzeria Uno. Yeah, he got the
John
whole.
Bernthal's like, yo,
Yo,
daughters aren't playing in any tournament. He said, shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up right now.
He's
My
like,
daughter's the best. You gonna believe me?
These are my rules.
it's like once they move, once like the whole deal's done, it's like, hey man, by the way, yeah, they ain't play. Nah, they ain't gonna play.
It felt like a squatter. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay for that for like first month and last month's rent. But I ain't pay no more rent.
They gonna train Saturday to Disney. We're gonna fucking squeeze everything out of you.
and you paying for it.
Yeah, you pay. I thought John Bernthal's like anger was very, very reasonable.
Justified. Oof.
Yeah, justified.
And I guess
Remember who got you this house?
and
Don't fucking go there, man. Come on.
and I
Buzzkill.
guess
We just came to Disney.
what's I gonna say that I guess the juniors tournaments win you money, and that money goes to the camp or whatever.
They win you sponsorship or they win you recognition. More people want to go to the camp and sign up for it.
I think
Oh,
you
damn,
also
John.
get
Is that like
money
inside
too.
things? Like, did you do like little junior tennis camp?
I think all of the above, it gets you money too. And it would have shown John Bernthal like that he's just not getting played, because this guy could have easily, like, once the girls are a certain age, say, no, they actually don't like tennis. We just hustled you, Playboy, and then just got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And they would have gotten a free ride.
It was all the plan.
It was all the plan. I got you to college without paying
Part of
for
the
it.
No, but
Save a ton of money.
man, in the house was
KIKO, what'd you learn?
yeah,
In the
right.
house?
I mean I learned that having kids you gotta have a plan.
It sucks. You gotta have a plan.
Wow, bro, Adrian, bro, fucking make a try a little. He's like, what sucks? No, you gotta have a plan. Okay, now it's too late now, Adrian, but in the future you can plan it. And
Plan B.
shit. No, but no, I think that
Keep putting the trigger.
It's important to have a plan with your kids so that you can set them off in the best way, and not necessarily be obsessed. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the dad that's obsessed with them, like, but do expose them to different activities to see what they grow into, and whatever they do grow into, support it and encourage it. You know, don't be the fucking idiot asshole that's in the kids' games yelling at the umpire, but also don't be the dad that doesn't, you know, even know where the kid is playing, you know. Be in the middle, fucking, you know. And with that, I will go after the, well, you guys tell me what you learned, and then we'll go to the scoring.
All right. Well, I'll go. Yeah, to me that movie was weirdly emotional. It got me in my feelings a lot. A lot of the scenes, I would catch myself reflecting on me being a dad to two boys. With Graham being in tennis, I felt like the movie hit home a lot, and just analyzing the route that he might take, and it just really put a lot of things into perspective on raising him, and if he's gonna go down that route, that I really need to start putting him in private academy. It just got very personal and weird, and me thinking about shit that I need to do.
You're
But
like,
I guess it was a good flick.
Adrian's like, man, I gotta find me a John Bertram to hustle.
Yeah. Yeah, like this guy went through yellow pages to find the best trainers for him. Like, damn, I should be doing this sort of thing. And I don't know, it's just a movie that I want to watch with Graham to show him like what perseverance does, and also if he wants to go and play tennis at that level, like the hard work and the dedication that it takes to get there.
That's a great movie. That's a great family movie,
him.
right? To see with your son. Yeah, definitely.
Adrian's like, damn, I need to move to Compton.
Man has it too good here. He's never gonna get the discipline. Getting pizza rolls and shit.
What did you learn, John?
Damn. This movie was very intense emotionally. I found myself oftentimes cheering, like for when Venus would get that serve on that white girl, and like, oh yeah, you go Venus. And then when like the one of the parents is like, no, call that out. That's an out. To the umpire, and she's like, out. I'm like, oh hell no. And like Venus, go off on this bit.
Bro, you should go to tennis tournaments. It's the same thing. You have some parents that are doing sneaky stuff like goodness. That. Other parents that talk smack to you. Other parents that want to fight.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's but what I learned is you have to start early with your kids, and more important than the talent, them having talent, is the dedication and the hard work. They have to be constantly doing it, even sometimes if they don't like it. You have to kind of like force them through it. Even if they want to go do something else, you have to keep them on that plan. Like you said, there has to be a plan. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Okay.
I was very happy with what I learned from this movie and what I saw and how I felt at the end of it. It was very inspirational. The majority of the movie.
King Richard just followed all of us.
Yeah, man. John, did you find some parallels with your own experience? Because for the listeners, the Broski Doodles and the Broski Daddles, they don't know, Big John, back in the day, he had dreams of being a big ball player, a baseball, He has Dominican roots, he has Colombian roots, so, that was flowing through him. And I know that as a kid, you used to, try to train for that. Did you find some similarities and in the type of shit that sometimes you will have to do?
That's probably where I got most of the emotional attachment from this story. The history that I have with my parents and how they were constantly, they were the type of parents that were always there to support in any which way. But they gave me the liberty of choosing what sport I wanted to play and if I wanted to do it or not. I thank them for that, but at the same time, I wish they would have pushed me to keep going, even if I didn't want to. I say that in retrospect, but I still appreciate everything that they did for me. Every time that they took me to Saturday baseball, when they flew me out to DR to practice to be a hopeful for baseball. And the story did make me cry because of the how I felt, knowing that all they had to do to work extra hours to pay for my my training, for my cleats, for my clothes, for the bats, for the baseballs, sending me to private instructors, all that. I greatly appreciate everything that they did for me in that aspect, and it kind of hurts that I didn't do it. I didn't
threw it all away.
Basically,
just kidding.
Yes.
Fuck! You see how I hit a vein there? That was fuck. You see, goddamn. King Richard fucking us up.
God damn it! I hate you guys.
All right, no. So okay, so let's give it a score. This is not to be rude or anything. It's just that it's a historic movie. It did. I enjoyed it. I could watch it again. It was great, but I'll give it a 7 in the Broski Doodle Ricker scale.
I agree. I'm gonna copy your answer. I think a 7 is justified. It wasn't any better than that or any worse.
You, John?
I think a solid 7 works for me with this movie. Very good with Will Smith. I love the voice for sure with Will Smith. But overall, it was a biopic.
He was funny. He had funny lines, but like he was a sarcastic shit that was like super.
When he like
little zingers, dude.
The guy's like, yo, I'm you know, like all this training and these cleats and stuff is gonna cost like over $100,000 in a year, and he goes, it's like, he just walks away. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna go. Motherfucker just farted in front of the CEO of some company, like he gives a shit. But
he was super. He has singers. But all right, we'll leave it there. But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, fucking watch it. It's super good. Let's see how it does on the Oscars. We will have an episode where we sort of say which one we think is gonna win. But for now, we'll leave it at that. It's a 7. It's a good movie to watch, and it's very good for the family. Great family flick. So thanks for joining, Adrian. Thanks for joining, Johnny Boy and Broski Doodles. Thanks for fucking tuning into this shit. Now we're getting 2 episodes a week. You know it's getting hot. You got your movie shit. You got your normal day. Please subscribe. Please share with your friend. Movie review with the crew. Movie review with the crew.
Hey.